Hi, everyone. My name is Colleen Markham from Mama Fest, and I'm here with Vicky Paquette. Welcome, Vicky.
Hi.
So Vicky is the owner of Duxbury Fitness, and Vicky and I met each other through Elements Montessori. Our sons went to school together. And just recently, I was chatting with Paula, the owner of Elements, and she was telling me that Vicky completely changed her life. And I'm not surprised because I know how passionate you are about what you do. But let's just tell everyone a little bit more about your story and how you're really able to impact lives like Paula's in such an enormous way. So tell us how you got started in this journey of fitness.
Sure. So I've always been involved in sports throughout middle school and high school. I played field hockey and soccer and softball, and I was that kid that was good at many sports, but never great at one particular thing to be able to get a college scholarship off of it or really go anywhere with it. So then I guess that was discouraging for me at the time because I really enjoyed being physical and doing things, but in sports it's so competitive. If you're not great, then forget it. If there's only so far you can go. But in 7th grade, my track coach was awesome about getting the girls in the weight room. That was his big thing was, yes, you need to be out on the track, we need to practice, but you need to get in the weight room. And he would get us in there with the football players. And my middle school shared a gym with the high school. So we were in there with the high school football players in 7th grade. And he would just boss hog his way in there and be like, nope, my girls are using the leg press. They need to be in here just as much as you. And that was the start of this. It's really important to build that foundation. Throughout my track career really is when I really started realizing how important that was and what that did to running, like how that helped me strengthen. So that was kind of how I started with it. When I was around 15 is when I joined a gym and actually saw other athletes in the gym. And that spurred everything along with how important it is to really strength train and build that foundation. And that will carry you through when everything else starts to fail. Things change once you hit, 30s and so on.
Speaking of Mama Fest, right?
So yeah, I would say that was my start with really getting into how weight training can affect everything else in your life.
Wow. And then did you go to school for that as well? Did you follow that through?
Yeah, it was funny actually. I did. I always knew I wanted to help people. It wasn't at that point. It wasn't like solidified of I want to be in the fitness field. I just knew I wanted to help people. I just really enjoyed talking with people and getting to know them. And I thought for a while I wanted to be a psychologist. So I took a few classes in that and then decided I just can't sit all day long. I need to be active. I've really run the gamut with the types of jobs I've had growing up and kind of learned what I enjoy and what I don't enjoy. And in the end, it was really, I need to be active, but I need to be with people. So how do I do that? I got a job my first job in a gym was at the Rainham Athletic Club doing sales and membership, and really where I was starting to get into my certifications. I went through International Sports Sciences for my certifications and was working in sales alongside of it as I learned things and got into training with them. And that's where it kind of all fell together of, wow, I really can stay active and stay doing what I love doing, but also keep that relationship with people. And ultimately you wind up being their therapist. So that, it all just kind of finally mixed together. And starting to take my, first clients, when I got into it more and more, you just realize how much your health and fitness impacts everything else. It impacts you emotionally, how you interact with your family and your friends and in your job. So it really was just like this melding of the two worlds, which was really cool because I could show them how something so simple like get to the gym or think about what you're going to have for lunch can affect everything else.
I can definitely vouch for the whole, your trainer becoming your therapist, because I've worked with a trainer before, and the things that come out of your mouth when you're on the mat with them, or, in the room with them, it's amazing. And it's such a beautiful thing. And I think a lot of people don't really think they deserve that one-on-one attention. So what do you do when you meet someone who's just kind of like, I don't know if this is for me? What do you talk about?
When I meet with people, I just start out with, what are they? Where are they? Where are they in their fitness life? How are they feeling? When did they feel their best? When was the last time they remembered feeling their best? What's different since then? What's changed? Typically, people it's usually a similar story of, they let life get in the way, especially with moms. It's a lot of putting themselves last. Everybody else comes first, and everything as far as their nutrition, their health kind of gets pushed aside. And usually with very good intention, the idea being, I'll get back to it. I'll just put it on hold and I'll get back to it. But, weeks turn into months, turn into years, and then you realize you didn't get back to it. And now you've created all these bad habits, and it becomes feeling like it could be hopeless, and just kind of feeling like I've gotten so far away from it. Just forget it. What's the point? So when I meet with people, that's really what we try to get back into, is it's not hopeless at all. Something is better than nothing. So let's just get started now. And you have to not even put yourself first. I know that's difficult for people to even wrap their head around especially when they have young kids. But put yourself on par with the rest of your family. If you feel like it's just like this weird thought to put yourself as number one, I get that, but at least put yourself on par. You are just as important as your kids and your significant other. You are just as important as taking care of your household. And what does that look like? You have to focus on that if you're going to be beneficial to them, right? Otherwise, if you're always feeling down and feeling depressed and feeling gross and being negative about yourself, what is that doing for your family, for your kids to see that? So it's what we really try to kind of get it away from just a place to make you sweat and focus on the bigger picture. What does it mean outside of your life?
Wow, that's beautiful. So you offer a lot to people, everything from one-on-one training, and then you do semi-private, you have a group that you run. So tell us a little bit about what at Duxbury Fitness you offer and how it tailors to everyone's needs.
Yeah, absolutely. So I like to we offer a lot, but a little at the same time, because we're not the big gym. We don't have all the big group classes to choose from in the pool and the tennis and all of that. We keep it small. We're very family oriented. Duxbury Fitness is a 1,500 square foot facility. So we really try to keep that personal relationship. I opened going on 10 years ago. And
wow.
April 2009, when everything crashed and it was like the worst possible time to open. But I just thought, if we can get through this, it can only go up.
Oh.
Knock on wood, the economy couldn't have gotten worse at that point.
Yeah.
So next April will be our 10-year anniversary, and it's been awesome. So my main focus has always been one-on-ones. So that's really how I started. It was building that one-on-one relationship. And then from there, it grew into offering a membership gym, but keeping it small. So clients can either do one-on-one training, they can have a gym membership and come and go as they please. And then most recently, we added our semi-private training, which we do through our challenge groups. And people come in, they sign up for a challenge group. Everybody's together as a group on the same page, and we get them through that first 6 weeks together, and then they shift into memberships. And the semi-private groups are 6 people max, and we keep it intentionally that size so that you don't feel like you're lost in the crowd. So you're not getting into a class of 20 people and getting through 3/4 of the class doing things wrong and nobody noticed until the very end. So that way we can still maintain that one-on-one personal feel, modify anything we need to modify, slow things down, speed it up, change it up specifically for you. And even though you're with a group, which is great, you have that camaraderie, you still have that personal attention.
And it sounds like what you offer would benefit someone who is just starting out, has never really worked out a day in their lives, all the way up to people who want to get into like competitions or are hoping to do, improve in a sport specific fitness. Is that accurate?
Yes, absolutely. So my clients have totally run the gamut of anywhere from young kids starting out at 11, 12 years old, really whether or not they were athletes, but trying to build that foundation starting out, all the way through. My oldest client is 89. And when he started at 87, his goal was to be able to tie his own shoes and put his jacket on by himself without help.
That's so sweet. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Really range. I've had, professional athletes down to like people coming out of chemo treatments that are really looking for more rehab. So it really ranges. And my trainers are great because they come from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
Trainers that come from the heavy lifting background or like handling a lot of like student athletes to trainers that have running coach certifications that can handle marathon runners. Some of my trainers are even nurses or have a medical background, which is an awesome perspective when handling all kinds of ailments that people might have. So I personally do fitness competitions and recently got into powerlifting. So so it's just been a really fun experience for me to continue to learn and grow. Even though I've been training for 13 years now, you never stop learning. I never claim to have all the answers or to be able to fix everybody. You're always growing in the field. You're always learning. There's always a different way to do things, and it can be so different for everybody. So I personally do fitness competitions and try different things like this so that I can continue to learn my body and be able to translate that to my clients of what that looks like for them and go through it with them so they can, they can see I'm not just showing up and talking the talk and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wonderful. Powerlifting. Damn.
Yeah, I decided to take a break from fitness competitions, and then I was like, hey, why not?
That's great.
Opposite.
Yeah. Just really so that's just really super heavyweight, obviously.
Yeah.
Wow.
I actually have my first bench meet on Sunday. So
wow. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit more about the Give Good Health Project.
I love the Give Good Health Project. So throughout my 9.5 years in Duxbury, I've always really tried to be involved in the community, which I've been able to in various different ways. But it's been so difficult to be able to commit to things outside of the gym because any entrepreneur, you're just so invested in your business until it gets to a certain point, you can't step away. So I was racking my brain, how can I give back to the community in a way that doesn't pull me away from my business so much, that makes sense and it's still tied to what I do. So in 2016, I decided to launch the Give Good Health Project. And that is working with people who can't necessarily afford personal training or can't afford the gym, and really focusing on teaching them how to incorporate health and fitness into their life. With philosophy being your health and your fitness goals and how you feel, how in control you are of that can trickle over into every aspect of your life. And typically if somebody's dealing with hardships, if they've lost their job or a family member, if something comes up where they can't afford it, whatever the case might be, the first thing to go are things like personal trainers, gym memberships, that's considered a luxury. So you just kind of let it go by the wayside, hoping that you can eventually get back to it. And it really shouldn't be that way, because it can change so much. So what we do a couple things. So we choose one person per calendar year, and it's usually through word of mouth, or we've worked with the food pantry to get people that way as well. And we do 3 months of one-on-one private training with them 3 times a week.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's big. And we help them with meal prep and just how to change their lifestyle in that way. We also include a couple in our challenge groups that we do. We'll do at least one pro bono person per challenge group for that same reason, depending on how our personal training schedule is, if we can fit in one of them. So we've worked with a handful of people so far, and it's been amazing. And it's really, with the idea being that, if you can walk out of the gym feeling empowered and feeling like you have control of your health, and you feel good, you're eating well, you're learning how to take care of you, then all of the rest of the stuff around you, no matter what's going on, maybe you just see opportunities different. You're walking out into the world in a more positive mental state, and you'll just notice things differently. Or instead of disregarding that person that you walk by, you just feel good enough to say hello, and then who knows what it turns into, an opportunity that wouldn't have otherwise presented itself. And it really has, the people we've worked with have been amazing, and it really has benefited them a lot.
And you are the start of that ripple effect. So thank you for putting yourself out there that way, because it's not something everyone thinks to do. I mean, I'm sure having your own business comes with its own financial challenges, its own timing. You're a mom. I mean, there's so much going on in your life, and there's so many people who would use that as an excuse to just not think twice about how to give back. So just kudos to you. And I love that I'm just discovering the meaning of this project here live with you, and I'm like over here getting all emotional. So it's amazing. It's amazing what you do. And I just love that quote that you have to put the oxygen mask on yourself first. And it sounds like that's what you are empowering so many people from so many walks of life to do. And it's your passion, and you get to live your passion. So it's so wonderful learning all this from you, Vicky. Is there anything else that you would maybe offer as advice to someone who wants to start their own journey, whether it's, whatever it is their passion follows? Is there any advice you'd give to them in being a small business owner and just kind of getting off the ground?
Just do it. You have to it's not going to come to you. It's scary. You have to take risks. Do your due diligence and learn as much as you can learn, but you have to get yourself out of your comfort zone. And I'm still doing it. I mean, doing this, this stuff is so out of my comfort zone, but you have to get out there and try and just talk to people and meet as many people as you can. And I just truly believe if your intentions are good, if you're doing things for the right reasons and you want to help people, people will see that. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to be the best of the best in your field. If you're doing it with the right intentions, people will see that, and they will follow that, and they'll want to be a part of that because it's something bigger than you. And that's really what my goal is, and my hope that people take away from Duxbury Fitness is it's something bigger than just a workout, than just sweating. It's a family. It's bigger than that. It's your life. It's long-term goals, and it's finding how it fits into your own life. And that can look different for everybody. There's no right or wrong way. Everybody's different. We don't all have to look the same. We don't all have to work out the same amount of times a week or eat the same foods. It's just different. And it's finding that out and being confident and happy with what you've built around you as what your fitness looks like, what your health looks like, what your life looks like.
Oh, it's beautiful. And I'm just going to end it on that note, because I don't think it gets much better than that. Vicky, thank you so much for your time and for everything that you do for the community and for your clients. And, just a reminder, if anyone watching wants to check out your space, do you want to tell us exactly where it is?
Yeah, so we are in our 4th summer at our new location. It's at 612 Congress Street on Route 14, the old Ashdod Animal Clinic. So yeah, we took over that spot. The dog baths are still there in the back. Spot, kind of
Yeah, it's a great spot. And I have, just stopped by quickly. It's a beautiful facility. And I agree. You really do make it feel like a home. It feels like very homey, very welcoming. So definitely go check it out. Duxbury Fitness and the wonderful Vicky Paquette. Thank you.
Thank you.